Ken Coleman Show.
Hi, Ken. How are you?
Anna, I'm living the dream. What are you doing?
I am hoping to closely be living the dream as well.
That's what I like to hear.
My question to you is regarding switching careers.
Mm-hmm.
So I am 27. I graduated with my business admin degree in marketing.
Mm-hmm.
I got a job as a financial analyst, and after being in that position for 5 years, I find that it's no longer fulfilling for me.
Mm-hmm.
So I decided to go back to school to become a teacher. But now I'm at the point where I have to start student teaching for about 6 months, and I am scared of it not becoming like what I want it to be. So for student teaching, we don't get paid. So it's 6 months not paid. And it's hard to have a job during that time. So I'm afraid of the fear of the unknown, whether or not I actually become an effective teacher. And then also fear of financial, not having that steady income coming in. So yes, I'm at the point where I'm like, is this really the move that I should be doing or not?
Yeah. So what we have to do is we have to dig and say, what's causing that question? Okay. So we have to say, is it because I didn't plan financially and now I've got to go do student teaching and I don't know how I'm going to survive over the 6 months? Or is it, as I get closer to this, I don't think I'm going to love teaching. This is not for the faint of heart. So if fear is driving this, we can address the fear. But if it's passion going, I don't know, but you went all this way. You went through all of the schooling. You did all of this, and you're on the edge, and you're going, I don't know if I want to do it. So we got to figure out why. Now, I think I know the answer, but I want you to tell me. I gave you what I think are the two scenarios. Tell me, which one is it, or is it both?
I would say it's probably fear of the financial.
It's 100% the fear of the financial. And I get that. By the way, you know how sometimes I say on this show that fear can be a liar? In this case, fear is probably telling you you're too close to the fire and you're going to get burned if you stick your hand any closer. So what you got to do is say, if I'm afraid that I'm going to be in big financial trouble during the 6 month of student teaching, I need to investigate that and get absolutely certain if that is true. Or can I survive and come out of this thing and not go into debt or make my financial situation worse? If I can't, guess what I have to do, Anna? Tell me.
If I can't get out of the financial situation, then I would have to probably find another job somewhere else.
You're going to have to fix your finances before you do the student teaching.
That's true.
Correct?
Correct. That's correct. What I tried to do is at least have 6 months. Well, I'm out the 6 months. I haven't started that yet, the student teaching yet, but I'm trying to save money for 6 months, which is the amount of time that it's going to take to be student teaching.
Can you do that? Can you save up the money that you need to live off of during the 6 months?
I think I can. I'll try. Yeah.
No. Hold on a second. This is exactly what we have to focus on, and I'm really glad you called. Either you can or you can't. It's not I'll try. Do you understand? This isn't me teaching my kid to ride a bike. I want my kid to go, I don't know if I'm going to ride it today, Dad, but I'm going to try. That I'm okay with. But we don't have an option here. You either save up the money by selling stuff, cutting your expenses drastically, working 2 to 3 jobs, whatever you got to do. Or we pause and we don't do the student teaching when we thought we were going to do it. Because the teaching will always be there. In fact, I've been talking about this really consistently on the show. We got teachers quitting at an alarming rate because of the system is broken, and I've ranted about that. You can go see my Instagram post. It went bananas. I bet you 25, 30 teachers going, Ken, you're right. Okay, so they need teachers. You have to.
That was actually, I'm glad you brought that up because that was my second point. Like another fear that I had was not finding a job as a teacher.
Yeah, well, that's not going to be a problem.
Okay.
We got teachers quitting at alarming rates right now. Okay, and I'm not saying that to scare you. I'm saying it's not for the faint of heart. You got to go in this going, I may do some time in the public school situation where I'm dealing with all the crap that these other teachers are dealing with, which is, since we're on the topic, let me go ahead and just set you free on this. It's the paperwork. It's the ability to not really discipline in your classroom. It's the stress that the kids have, that you have, for these kids to do well on these standardized tests at the end of the school year. It has nothing to do with their grades or what they're learning.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about the No Child Left Behind crap.
Yes.
In case anybody wonders how I feel about any of this, it's probably fairly obvious. But the point is it's putting a lot of pressure on teachers. So you're going to have to know this going in. And if you know it going in and you put your time in and maybe you move into a private school option or whatever, but if you're supposed to teach, you better pursue it. We need teachers. There's always going to be a need for teaching. So all I'm saying is you either get the 6 months of money saved up so that you can do the student teaching and not stress, or you delay doing the student teaching. It's either or. There is not a third option. Am I right?
You're right.
You can do this, can't you?
Yes, I can. It's
Okay.
just a matter of like not letting the fear get to me and not having those thoughts behind me.
Okay, but but here's the thing. If you save up, do you know what your monthly budget is right now? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, then what is that? You don't have to tell me, but what is that number times 6? Just think it. You don't have to say it. What's that number times 6? You got it?
Got it. Oh, yes.
That's what you got to save.
To do this move.
Yeah. Because if you can't do it, it's not the end of the world. We pause. We can get into student teaching later, correct?
That's correct.
All right, then. So don't put yourself in financial hardship, because the very thing that you believe you're created to do is going to be this nasty, bitter taste in your mouth because you didn't plan properly. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay. One last little encouragement. When I decided to go into broadcasting, okay, I had 3 little ones under the age of 3, a wife and a mortgage and everything else. I knew that I was going to have to start my own business and get it up and running successfully before I truly went after it, because I knew that I must survive before I can thrive. Make sense?
Yes.
So that's the position you're in. You got this. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
Yeah, listen, we need you.
Thank you so much.
You bet.
I really needed to hear this because
Yes.
I've always had that doubt on my mind.
I know.
As to whether or not.
Well, listen to me. Listen to me. I want you right now to close your eyes on the other end of the phone. I want you to close your eyes for 30 seconds, and here's what I want you to do. I want you to picture the children that you're going to one day have the opportunity to teach and mentor in the classroom. Will you do that just for a second right now?
Yes.
And I want you to think, what happens if you quit? What happens if you don't do this and you don't fulfill the longing in your heart to love on those kiddos and to pour into them? Do you feel that weight?
I do.
Do I hear emotion?
Yes, because it just makes me think. One of the reasons why I decided to become a teacher was because I speak Spanish. So when I was in school, that was my first language. So I want to basically go back and be able to teach students that are bilingual as well, just like myself.
That's awesome.
And
That's awesome.
I want to empower them and know that they too can learn English. Like it's not like just like myself.
Yes. Now there's your why. You got it?
I got it.
Now go. Go. It's time to go. That's it right there. That's it. That's the deal. The journey is going to be hard, folks. I'm just here to tell you. The 7 stages aren't a joyride. It is a climb. The reason I chose the word stages instead of steps is I wanted you to understand you may be in the get qualified stage for years. I was. But you better get a hold of that why, because it'll keep you going.